Welcome back to Retirement with Rick. I'm your host, Rick Rodriguez, where we talk about smart strategies for your retirement, dealing with real estate and mortgages. Today, I have a special guest, someone who is very well respected here in Las Vegas, especially in the 55 plus community space. Mary Kopp is a seasoned Las Vegas real estate professional with decades of experience. She originally earned her broker's license over 35 years ago and has now been in Las Vegas for more than 30 years. And just to give our listeners some perspective, over the past 5 years alone, Mary has closed approximately 195 transactions totaling over $100 million in sales volume. That's not hobby level real estate by any means. That's serious experience. She is also one of the select Las Vegas agents affiliated with the website 55places.com, which means she specializes in helping buyers and sellers in our 55 plus communities, the same demographic that I work with every day. So without further ado, Mary, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Rick. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Here.
Yes, we've known each other here for a little bit, and I'm looking forward to sitting down here with you and talking a little bit more about your business and some of the overlappings that you and I have in helping our senior community here in Las Vegas. Let's start out in learning what got you into real estate. What was the start of it for you?
Almost from birth, my parents were in the real estate business. So I grew up in the family business of real estate and property management. So it's something that's deeply ingrained in me. I think it's part of the genetics.
Yeah, right. And that was where was it that you were born and raised? Where your family was in real estate?
It was started off in New York City, and halfway through my childhood, we moved to Chicago, and that's where I did the rest of my growing up, and really started working in the family business, being the maintenance crew, you name it, whatever needed to be done. Yeah.
You've seen the whole A to Z of the business. Wow. At a young age.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that explains a lot why you're in it for so long and why you're so successful here at it. And then you've lived in Vegas, as you said, for about 30 years. What's one of the things that you love about working here in Las Vegas?
What I love about Las Vegas is just, it's the most amazing place that you could plug in and really be connected and be able to enjoy the shows and the entertainment and whatever is your fancy. And when you don't want to, you just unplug, and it's a whole nother world out there outside of the glitz and glamour of the casinos and the nightlife. So it's a great place to live. There's nowhere else I'd rather live.
Yeah, that's a great point, because a lot of people don't think that there's a unplugging in Las Vegas. They think that, we're plugged into the strip 24/7, and, you where's your residence? Do you live on the strip somewhere? People ask, right? So, but there's such a wonderful part of Vegas that a lot of people don't know about that's gotten a community feel more in recent years as well than ever before. So, and so obviously real estate has been in your family, as you said, with your parents, with you, and then it's also carried on to your daughters as well, right? Your daughters are both in real estate.
They're both realtors.
Wow.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's just truly a family business.
It's great. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that is fantastic. So obviously, I'm sure that's been a positive thing, having your daughters work in the same industry with you. I'm sure you've probably in some capacity worked together.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, it's definitely, we help each other out. It's just amazing to be able to have that built-in support, because it's not easy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we know this industry isn't easy. Yeah. And to be able to have the support and do with your kids. I mean, how
it's
cool
awesome. It's just there are many pros and cons to it. It isn't all,
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's so well worth it if you can make it work. And we have been able to, and we're very plus. So yeah, really happy about that.
I can see that. And I know your daughters are very successful as well. We'll have to have a separate podcast with them as well because they're very successful here in town. Um, if you had a superpower as an agent, what would it be that your clients would say about you that, stands you apart from maybe other agents? What is that superpower of Mary Kopp?
I would I would positively say it is my ability to have that very strong pulse on exactly what is happening in the market. And it's constantly changing and shifting ever so slightly. And just knowing what is happening and being able to help my clients benefit from that is something that, there is no substitute for experience. And so that definitely is it.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah, you obviously don't close nearly 200 homes in 5 years without knowing the market and doing something right. So with that, you also your focus is in the 55 plus communities, with sellers and buyers. Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to focus in that segment of the market?
Absolutely. The 55 plus demographic, it's my demographic. I love it. I love, the fact that, they've purchased homes before. They know what they want. It's a little bit safer. I have to say that as a realtor, I feel like I'm with a very safe demographic, and you know, it's just wonderful to be able to guide them in this market of the 55 plus, and being able to show them what we have and the whole discovery process. I really enjoyed the demographic. It's that simple.
Yeah, and is there something that stands out from the 55 buyer than say someone, a traditional buyer or a younger buyer, if you will? Is there something? I know you mentioned a couple of things, that like-mindedness, safety, but when you're dealing with a 55 plus buyer, are you able to point out some things that, whether it's characteristics or their habits, the way they go about real estate, that's maybe different than other buyers?
Not a whole lot of difference, to be honest with you. Of course, in life, having experiences, when you're in your 20s, 30s, your mindset is one way, and as we get older, it's constantly changing. But I just feel that this demographic is just um, very responsive, and they pretty much know what they like, and then it's just a matter of guiding them in the right direction.
Right, right. That makes sense. And when you have someone who is in that demographic and wants to live in some of our age restricted communities, 55 plus here in Vegas, how do you narrow that down? What is your process to help them narrow it down and find that right community for them?
Absolutely. And talking to my clients, it's really important for me to be listening to what they tell me. And what I need to find out uh, pretty quickly is how much they actually know. How much they actually know,
Yeah.
because many times you only know what you know, and you may think you know it all. But so I pretty much am able to touch on different things for them to be thinking about, to get a better understanding of where they've been, where they are, where they'd like to be. And it's there's an art to it in understanding, and it's just listening, asking the right questions, and um, you know, also helping keep their eyes open to other things they may not be aware of. It's very important.
Right, right. Yeah. And that demographic, they appreciate that. They appreciate that they come from a school of thought where uh, respect and giving someone the proper attention, even the right eye contact, all that goes a long way
Absolutely.
with the 55 plus.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. You're not selling a house, you're selling trust.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, and when you're looking at these communities, and you're talking with your clients, when it comes down to lifestyle versus location, is there one or other that matters more? Or are they equal?
Yes, for that person, for that particular person. And it's up to me to find out what that is.
Yeah.
And then being able to work within what they're telling me. And so it depends. There are lines in the sand that are different for everybody. So some people feel that, a much smaller community is going to be better for them than a larger community. And I do listen to what they're saying, which is extremely important. But I also give them the opportunity to actually see different size communities to see which one they're going to feel more comfortable in. Not everyone wants to be in a community of 64 homes,
Right.
as opposed to just under 7,800 homes. And your amenities are going to vary tremendously. I know all these communities. It's impossible for them to know all of them or visit all of them. So that's where, my experience comes into play in guiding them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you said a great thing too. It's not a one size fits all. Even with some of our nicest 55 plus communities we have in here in town,
Yeah.
some might take the approach where, well, this is the place where I want to show all my clients. But like you said, you got to really listen and see what's going to work for them, and allow them, give them like you said, a sample of
Yes.
what's out there, and allow them to kind of
Exactly.
come to fruition what's going to work for them. And then I'm sure you then kind of position you away from that. Yeah, well said. What about amenities? A lot of times amenities look great, in a marketing format, and how the house is showcased. But when it comes to amenities for 55 plus, are there some that really matter, and others that are just maybe marketing fluff, if you will?
So going back to the different types of communities and amenities that they offer, they vary tremendously. So it really does matter. It just depends on that particular client and what is important to him or her. And then we get the, him and her situation where he's on one side, she's on another, and trying to, and yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But amenities are really important, yeah, they really are. So just being able to match them with the right communities and showing them the differences, I think is really important.
Yeah. And I know we've got a lot of communities here in town. And obviously, like you were just saying, you're not trying to take your clients to particular communities, but what are some of the popular ones right now?
So I would say definitely for new clients coming in from other other parts of the country as well as other countries. The younger the demographic of the 55 plus, they definitely seem to be most excited about the newer communities, which definitely have a different vibe. All these communities have different vibes, and it's a matter of matching them up. But the newer construction is definitely more exciting for a lot of people. And it's also a good thing to be able to show them the difference of resale home versus a new construction community and the buy. Some people prefer that more established community where they've worked out the kinks. So it really depends where.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can understand that. Obviously, a lot of the 55 plus community, when they go to sell a home, many of them have lived in that home for a long time. So there's a lot of ties to that home,
Yes.
emotional ties,
Yes.
and just familiarity ties. When you have a senior who's selling the home, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see when it comes to whether it be emotional or financial challenges to sell a home?
Definitely the emotional challenges are very big, but financial is also a consideration. Remember, retirement, their income is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
When they're working or two income families. The emotional part comes with having to uh, downsize, get rid of things that they hold dear that their kids or grandkids, they don't want those belongings. So getting them to the point of decluttering and getting rid of things is really, really important. And I offer a lot of support in relation to that. It's really important not to get overwhelmed, and it can be very overwhelming. So they have to take their breaks. And so I'm checking in with them on that on a regular basis. But I would say the absolute best thing to do um, in that case would be start early. Many times clients are starting about a year to a year and a half before the actual move is supposed to happen. And that really makes a very big difference. It becomes manageable.
Yeah. Speaking of that, are there any suggested tips or preparations that one should be doing, even like you said, 12 months out before you're actually going to sell? Are there any tips that you can share or advice on what someone should be doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I would start room by room and just go through the things that you have. It's amazing all the things we end up collecting, especially if there have been no moves, like if they're living in a home 20 plus years.
Right.
It's a lot of accumulation. So give away. I mean, you basically will create little piles, what you're going to give away, what you're going to donate, give to family and friends, sell. Some like to do garage sales, marketplace on Facebook, uh, estate sales. Did I mention estate sales? I mean, that could be a very good possibility. You have to be careful, do your research and, and interview many companies just to get, and of course the referral is probably the best because they've had experience with them. But just start early and just chip away at it.
Yeah, and you obviously have resources for people to take care of, because as being in the mortgage industry and talking to some of the same individuals that you speak to, one of the things that I've heard too is just the overwhelming of the process, and I'm sure you've seen it more than me, where a lot of homeowners may just talk themselves out of selling. Maybe before they even talk to you, they've already talked themselves out of selling, just because of, like you said, the accumulation of stuff and the daunting process of trying to do that. And they think they have to do it on their own, but what would you say to people who are right now sitting out there, maybe thinking, I would like to move, but I don't know where to start?
Absolutely. I would love to talk with them because I can give them things to think about. There are little baby steps in progress. The number one thing that I have found in my experience overwhelmingly is this: if someone has a desire to move, being able to guide them, the reasons that they give for that move. If it really does not make sense, I guide my clients. I let them know, and just having someone to talk things through is really important. But I will tell you this: it's incredibly difficult to leave a home, all that you've lived in the last 20 years without having the vision of what it is you're going to be undertaking all of this for. So that's where I come in being able to show my clients, whether they decide to make the purchase or not, whether this is something they can get excited about and willing to undertake all the grunt work of having to declutter and all that goes with it. I do have resources as well and referrals that I could give my clients to make it easier, but it's a big undertaking. So you have to have the vision of what you're doing this for. And when you have that, it all becomes so much easier.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are there any common mistakes you see retirees making when they're moving?
Yes, I would say the number one thing that my clients tell me is, do you know how many times we have moved to be closer to the kids and the grandkids, and then they get a job transfer and move somewhere else? So definitely making sure if you're relocating to go to an area, geographical area that makes it more convenient for the most number of members in the family. And I find that a lot of my clients choose Las Vegas coming from all over the country because we have an international airport.
Yeah.
We're so close to California, Utah, Arizona, all of those amenities and families and friends. And it just makes it easier for the family that is not right there in the same city to be able to come and visit. And who doesn't want to come to Vegas?
Right. Sure. Come on. Right. You're always going to have the family wanting to, can I stay at your place?
Exactly.
Yeah. And are you seeing, from my business in working with a lot of senior homeowners, from the stats that I have come across, one of the biggest reasons that people move when they're in that 55 plus phase of their life is to be closer to family. Is that what you're seeing too when you're talking to your clients? Is that the number one motivator, or is there another motivator that
Absolutely. It's definitely the top one,
it's the top
I would say. And not too far behind it is the financials. They are going to be, retiring, if not already retired, and they have to think about, how far their money's going to go for them, where they're located. And for many, because of taxation at the state level and higher real estate taxes and the inability to get insurance, makes Las Vegas a more desirable place for them.
Yeah. And transitioning and in your approach, and I can already hear kind of how you approach your clients, in that it's not just about buying a house. It's about, what are we doing for your lifestyle? How can we get you there? Let's get you there comfortably, right?
Exactly.
How much does retirement income and cash flow factor into your conversations with your clients? Speaking about, of course, their retirement income and their cash flow. How does that factor in?
It's very important for almost everyone. It's a definite consideration as to how are they going to make this possible. And unfortunately there are many clients who just don't have the means to be able to purchase a home. With the way prices have gone up in recent years, it's becoming increasingly difficult. And so it's very important to get the guidance of a professional who can, show them what the options really are. And I would say, that's where you come into the picture, Rick. Being able to talk to them. Many of my clients don't even know about the 62 plus loans and all the various programs you have. And that's where I just turn them over to you, and and you can help them.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your support over the years to help with your clients and entrusting me. So thank you for that. And obviously, sometimes as you're going through that process with them in that exercise, how do you help them decide whether it makes sense to downsize or upsize, or maybe sometimes even stay put, even though that's not what you're necessarily in the business of doing? You're in the business of moving real estate, but knowing you, I know that that's part of your process. So how do you?
Absolutely. So it really depends on the client. If they're coming from another state, if they're already here, I can tell you, for a client that is already here, who is of that demographic, and they're in a 2-story home, way more house than they need. It's basically taking a look at that. What do they want to move towards? Do they want to have less maintenance? You're going to have a lot less maintenance on a downsize than you will a 3,000 square foot home with a pool and lush landscaping. I mean, that's a very big burden on a fixed income. So,
Right.
yeah, all these different things need to be considered. So, really, it comes down to listening to my clients, where they're coming from, what is it that they're not happy about, and see if it makes sense, and then showing them. I have many clients who are in a home that's probably just a little bit larger than they need. However, easy maintenance. They're already in a single story. I won't hesitate. I mean, unless they talk about other reasons they want to be closer to someone, there's no reason for them to move. Why? You don't need to move then. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're actually in a good position. They've already thought about it without realizing it.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah, makes sense. You mentioned a minute ago about 62 plus home loans, which is what I specialize in, obviously. But your honest perspective,
yes.
so as a real estate professional, what are your thoughts on retirement mortgages, aka reverse mortgages, and how they can be used in real estate transactions, whether it's to stay put and refinance or to use the product to buy a home?
I think it's an excellent opportunity that the vast majority of clients are not even aware of. I don't think there's that much information out there on it. What information may be out there may not be totally clear to them, or misconceptions. That's where we step in to help guide them and um, uh, guide them along the way. But I will tell you this, I can't tell you how many clients the 62 plus loan has been a godsend in being able to purchase a home that they would otherwise not qualify for in purchasing, um, and put a certain amount down, and being able to live in that home with certainty that they will never have to have a mortgage payment. They will have expenses, HOA, property insurance, and real estate taxes, and maintenance. But other than that, to have that relief that you could live in your home for the rest of your days, and you're in a nice community, single story, beautiful home, and not ever have to worry about leaving it again, is a peace of mind that I believe is inherent in a 62 plus loan. Mortgages, and I think more people need to know about it.
What would you say to fellow real estate agents who either a uh, aren't taking the time to learn about it, or maybe have some misconceptions that keep them from taking a step forward and learning more about the product? What would you say to them? And did you think that as a real estate agent, is this a product that one should know just as much as they know about first-time homebuyer programs or VA programs? Not that you guys are the lending expert, but you have enough knowledge of some other
Yes.
products. Do you think the reverse mortgage for purchase product should be in that same conversation?
Absolutely. We are a source for our clients. Our clients are relying on us for information. We should be able to guide them along in this discovery process, to see if it's right for them or not. Because I'm telling you, it makes a very big difference for so many people.
Oh, great. Well, and that means a lot coming from you, one of the
Yeah.
top 55 plus agents here in Las Vegas. So if you're saying it, it must mean something. Yeah. So hopefully other agents will listen to that and take an interest. And speaking about that too, have you ever come across any concerns about reverse mortgages that your clients have brought up? And anything that comes to mind that you've had to either you dispelled yourself, or you had to seek out a professional to help aid in those concerns?
Absolutely. Typically, it's either there was or there is a, I think there's less and less of that now, but a stigma of yesteryear with the old reverse mortgages, and people are like, "Oh no, that's not a good thing." They just don't know. They don't understand, or not understanding how um, it all actually works. And in all honesty, the best thing is for me to be able to pass them on to you, Rick, so you could talk to them and explain to them and show them and help educate them, because that's what it's all about, the education.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you hear any kind of misunderstandings? Do you hear the one of the bank is going to own my house, or is there anything that you've heard?
My kids get nothing.
My kids get nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Yeah. And obviously, just for those to understand, I mean, there's always going to be some equity, of course, depending how you use it. And,
Yes.
And the other side that a lot of people don't realize is the cash savings. Maybe you're not at this junction in your life contributing further to home equity via a mortgage payment, but that same mortgage payment that maybe you're going to contribute to home equity, perhaps you're contributing it to your retirement savings plan. So yes, maybe there may not be as much home equity in the end, but you may have more retirement savings, liquidity in the end.
Exactly. And not putting all your eggs in one basket.
One basket, right. We learned a thing or two from Finance 101, right? Diversification. Try to diversify those eggs. Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. A little lightning round.
Okay.
We're in the lightning round.
Okay.
Part of the interview now. Okay. Most underrated 55 plus community feature. Most underrated 55 plus community feature or amenity.
Oh, I would have to say the most underrated a thing related to 55 plus communities is the value that you're getting.
Okay.
For your money.
Okay.
I mean, even the folks who know they want to be in a 55 plus community, know their amenities, not all of them at the beginning realize just how much you're going to be using it. And I can't tell you how many times I'm on tour with clients and they're having their crop sale and I see clients are like, Mary, remember me, Mary? And I'm like, oh yeah, hi Jane, how are you? And they tell me, I am so involved. I love it. Yeah, I would say that's probably it.
Yeah.
The enrichment to lifestyle is the most underrated.
Yes, and that one doesn't have a price tag, a tangible, but boy, I mean that's worth a lot if you could put a price tag on it, right?
Absolutely, and I have many clients who are not 55 plus. And they'll send me homes that they see, and they're like, "This one is beautiful. We want this one." I'm like, "You don't qualify for it. You have to do 55 plus older." So,
right.
Yeah, all of that together, the value and quality of life.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, one HOA item buyers should always review.
The financials. When you get your resale package, and many times you could go into these HOA offices and they'll give you a copy of the bylaws and rules and regulations. But definitely you want to view the financials. You don't want to get stuck in a community that may be having financial difficulty. So that is something that is really
litigation,
important.
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. If you were looking at a financial, maybe their operating budget wasn't well capitalized, what could that potentially tell a buyer?
Oh, it could tell them that if not now, but at some point in the near future, there are going to be probably special assessments where they have to come in above the amount that they would be paying for the HOA or HOA fees going up. In general, the vast majority, almost all of my 55 plus communities have been well run, well funded. So it's not typical at all. And usually those HOA fees do not go up drastically. They go up tied with inflation.
Sure.
But in general, they're pretty stable.
Yeah. Okay. Biggest mistake retirees make when relocating. We might have touched on this.
I think we did touch on it. Yeah, and following the kids. Don't follow the kids.
Don't follow the kids.
Don't come to you.
Yes. Make sure that they are not jumping around jobs and positions. Yes, because that could cause you to be jumping around. Okay. And then what makes a home truly retirement friendly? Is there something that makes a home, whether it's the area, the home itself, that gives you that retirement?
Yeah, definitely. A home that you feel comfortable in makes you feel at peace. I'd say the most important thing as we get older, gracefully, I hope.
Yes.
It's really important to keep things simple. We're trying to simplify. That is the number one thing to keep in mind. Trying to simplify, have as large a floor plan as you're going to feel comfortable in, but not too large. I mean, you don't want to go too small, especially if you're coming from a very big home. But we're not entertaining as often as we used to. You don't need that formal dining room. Just a nice open concept. Some people don't like it, too wide open as well, but just things that are simple, single story. Forget about the steps. You don't need that.
Yeah.
The backyards are usually very low to no maintenance. All the planters are on a trip system. So no grass to mow. Just keep things simple. So, and you will find that in all the 55 of us.
Yeah. We covered a lot here today. Is there anything that comes to mind that we haven't covered yet? And one thing that did come to mind for me
Oh, yeah.
is you're affiliated with the 55places.com
Yes.
site, which is a national site where people can go to learn more about 55 place communities, right? In any city, any county, state.
Yes.
How has that tool helped you in your business, and how can it help the consumer?
Okay. The very big way that it has helped me and in turn my clients is because clients are coming from all parts of the country. And let's face it, Las Vegas is a very big retiree place, destination. All that collection of experience that I have talking to those clients, I can't tell you how many clients I am able to help by relaying to them what I get from the collective. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So, and you've been affiliated for how many years now have you been affiliated with?
It's about 8 years.
8 years now. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that's come to mind? Is there anything that we haven't covered here today that we need to address?
I would say education is really important. Let's get the information out there. Let's help people because there are people that need this and it's something that's very, very important. And I'm going to do my part and have done my part to spread the word. And we just have to keep at it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. I mean, that's where it always starts is
Yes.
educating people. That's step one. Sometimes some products, services may not be equipped for some people, which is fine. But if you don't find out for yourself, you don't educate yourself, you might be missing out on opportunities out there, right?
Absolutely. And I have to add one other thing. What I really love about you is I trust you. You're going to guide them to the best of your ability. You're not going to try and sell them something that, isn't going to be right for them. You listen to your people, and that's very important. I really like that a lot.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That means a lot. I appreciate that. All right. That's mutual. As well as we've learned here today, your approach with your business, your clientele. It's no wonder that you are one of the top agents here in Las Vegas and you're having so much success. I recently learned that within your own brokerage, Simply Vegas, where you're at presently, that you just received quite a recognition. Can you tell us what that was?
Oh my goodness. We had our awards night last night.
Yes.
And for the first time ever, we have over 600 agents. So I came in the top 10, as did my daughter, Elise.
Wow.
Elise came in number 9 out of over 600 agents. And
Wow.
these are all top producing agents. And I came in number 7. So it's really excited about
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
And just so the audience know, this is calculated in volume units.
Yes.
Volume.
Volume.
So, wow. I just want to repeat, out of 600 agents at your brokerage, You were number 7 in
Yes.
terms of how much volume you did
Yes.
over the past
Year.
year,
2025.
2025. And who is number 9? There's your daughter.
Elise.
Taught the family business that is passed down from your parents to you, to your daughter. Does your daughter have it? Does she have any kids yet?
No.
Well, maybe
No.
that would be the next string coming soon.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is
Thank
so
you.
great. Where can people find you? People want to work with you. They want to learn more about Mary Kopp. Where can they go?
Oh my goodness. Well, I can give you my phone number, 702-375-4033. You can call, text, or email me. My email is Kopp, Kopp, Mary, Mary, the numeral 0 at gmail.com, or my website, marykopp.com. And again, call, text, or email. We will take care of you and help guide you.
Fantastic. Mary, thanks so much for coming on today, sharing your experience, your wisdom
Thank you
with all of us.
So
If you're considering buying or selling in 55 plus community here in Las Vegas, or if you're maybe watching this outside of Las Vegas, looking to relocate into this area, Mary Kopp, as you've learned today, is a well-established, seasoned Las Vegas real estate agent here who is trustworthy, respected, and is going to give you the right advice. You've got her information. Reach out to her. You can always reach out to me as well. And certainly, if you're wondering about how home equity can play a larger role in your retirement plan and how housing wealth can be leveraged to either purchase a new home or increase your retirement savings, reach out to me anytime. I'm Rick Rodriguez with VIP Mortgage here, and we will see you on the next one.